Time for another garden product review. We're going to be reviewing the Ace Home Garden Sprayer. It's half gallon, 1.9 liters, and it's got a 12-inch wand, and it has a funnel on the top to help fill it, and it's got a handle that it doubles as a pump. So it's got a comfortable spray handle, so you can get into areas but not have to get your hand right in there. It's also got a filter to keep the nozzle from getting clogged. That's important. And it's just basically the same side. Yeah, okay. So spray with concentrate, that's what we're doing. So, this is the product I'm going to be using to test this. So this is the Monterey Garden Insect Spray, which contains spinosad, which is some type of nematode that helps attack the apple codling moth. That's my nemesis here. It shows that some kind of a caterpillar here, but my problem is the apple codling moth, which is it plants a larvae on the eggs on the apple tree, and then it eats the larvae, eat the apples, and then the moth the larvae dig into the apple, and then they hibernate. They metamorphosize there into the moth, and they climb out. And meanwhile, your apples ruin. So. Anyway, so this is the sprayer I have been using. This is from Orchard, which of course Orchard is no longer in business. It's outdoor supply hardware. But so this is a few years old. But anyway, the pump stopped being able to pump up the container, so it really wasn't getting much pressure on it. So I decided to upgrade to this sprayer, and there's a bunch of this already in here, this concentrate in here, so we're going to be transferring it over, see how the funnel works. So the way I calculate this is one tablespoon to 32 ounces. So this is already mixed up at the proper proportion, so let's go ahead and open up this and see what's inside. Alright, so get this open. Alright, stop. Your sprayer's parts includes parts that have been placed inside the tank, so don't assume you've got everything until you take the tank apart. So the sprayer comes out with the hose separate. Well, the hose actually is already attached to the sprayer, and it's got the handle here with the trigger. It also looks like it's got a trigger lock here, so you can pull the trigger and then lock it, and then it'll just spray without having to hold this down. The spring on this is pretty tight. So here's the nozzle, which I'm assuming you have to screw on here, which we'll do in a minute. But it said there was some stuff inside, so let's look inside and see what's in there. Let's do some screws. So here's the pump assembly, and I see there's a piece in there, but that's just the siphon hose that's attached to this external thing that sucks water out. It sucks fluid out of the bottom so you can spray it. So it looks like it has a filter on the end. That's what the filter they were talking about. The end of that tube has this little filter on it, so right here. Okay, so this looks like it's okay inside. We're going to leave this open because we're going to fill it up. But let's attach the nozzle. So here's the nozzle, and it's got just a screw connection. There's no kind of washer or anything. It's not under super high pressure, so it should just flow out to the end of the nozzle. So you screw this on, tighten it up finger tight, and then it should work. Now this, normally you can adjust these. Yeah, so this is adjustable for the spray angle. So we'll be playing around with that a little bit. Another advantage I like about this one versus the old one is this one you had to get, on the apple trees you'll see in a minute, you had to get way in there with your hand and get close to your face even to get the interior part of the apple tree. So with this wand we can stay more to the outside. That's better, less chance of breathing in garden spray. Now I will be using an N95 mask and disposable they're not latex, they're disposable food handling gloves, urethane. Anyway. I'll also be wearing some safety glasses to keep the spray out of my eyes. So let's go and take a look at the apple tree, then I'll set up and I'll show you how I spray it. All right, so here's our apple tree. A little hard to see here. Let me back up a little bit. So it's I've shown this in other videos. It's got 3 different varieties. On this branch, it's got Red Delicious, which is apparently needed to pollinate the other varieties. This one, which is one I like the best, is the Gala apples. Those are on the front here. So I keep that branch the longest because I want to get the most Galas I can. And right here on the back are the Fuji apples. There's some Fuji apples. These usually get ripe later in the season. So the apple codling moth mostly goes after these Gala apples, which those are the ones I like the best. So I like to keep it going. The spinosad has been working pretty well. I have a video. I'll put a link in there about using it the first season I used it, and it was pretty successful. Still been successful. It's supposed to be a nematode. You know, the bottle is 3 years old now, so I'm not completely sure the nematodes are still living in there, but there's still hopefully some of them in there. And also it also has like it says inert ingredients, but it has things like you know, some kind of horticultural oil in it. So anyway, so we spray these throughout the beginning of the season. When it comes time to harvest, I stop spraying for a few weeks, and then we harvest as they become ripe. So, all right, so I'll get this set up, and then I'll show you how I spray the apple tree. Yeah, that's got a nice pattern to it too, so we'll stick with that. All right, this is ready to go. We'll go over to the tree now and start spraying. Okay, that worked great. So this is definitely a big improvement over the handheld one. So the Home and Garden Ace 1 half-gallon sprayer with the handle, trigger, and nozzle really worked great on the tree. So I was able to pump it up just to start with, and then and I was able to do the whole tree with it. Now, apples are interesting. The apples only grow on second-year wood, so I did quite a bit of pruning this spring before it started coming up. So there's not a lot of apples compared to a few other years, but there'll be enough for our family here, which is all we're really looking for. So I highly recommend this. I would recommend in between usage is to loosen this up and relieve the pressure. So you don't want, no reason to keep it under pressure all the time. So just release the pressure. The other thing I didn't show was once you release the handle for pumping, when you put it back in, if you twist it quarter turn clockwise, then now it acts as the handle. It won't come out. So I didn't show that before. All right, so that's my review of the Ace handheld half-gallon sprayer. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.